I'm not sure if anyone's in here yet, but I might wait a couple minutes for people to come in. I texted a couple people to have them watch because today is going to be fun. I'm going to go over some process and do some printing today. So yeah, please throw something up in the comments. I'm going to be here watching. You can watch from YouTube. There's Twitch, which is on our website, and Facebook Live. If you're on the website and can't pull up that video on your phone, I have put in a link to watch on YouTube, to watch on Facebook, and or to watch right on Twitch. If you want to make a comment, you usually have to be logged in. And on YouTube, I know it'll be like on the right side of the screen. Yeah, I would love to hear from you guys today because today is gonna be fun. I'm gonna be doing some different stuff. I'm gonna be going over some of the stuff I've done this week. I got a lot done this week, so I'm gonna share that with you guys. So again, this is Epitaphs. We are in week tomorrow starts the last week of the Museum of Dead Words online. So we've been doing this since September 7th, I think was the first day of the show. And so we've gone through each word of the museum over 11 weeks. If you're unfamiliar with the show, you can check out museumofdeadwords.com if you're not already watching from there. But basically, this is a show written and performed by MC Dialect. He's a Brooklyn-based rapper, educator, MC, and he started doing this show we've been working on this show for about 3 years, but it started by researching, really just reading internet comments and finding words that died over misuse online, and dead have lost their meaning and are no longer productive in conversation. And so it really has evolved into this show of 11 words. And so for the online series, because everything in 2020 has been insane, we decided to do an online show because we had to cancel 3 venues across the country. So we did this online show, which gave us a week to really dig in. And we did a call for entry to find 11 artists to collaborate with us, 11 artists to interpret one word from the museum. And so we have a host of international artists, all different disciplines, and we have been checking in with them every week. This week, we showed the work of Simon in Brazil. He interpreted the word clickbait. And so all of those interviews they've been happening live. So you can find everything on the website, on Twitch, on YouTube. On YouTube, everything is going to stay up. But yeah, so Epitaphs, I just wanted to do a recap in case people are joining who are unfamiliar with what we're doing. But Epitaphs is in reflection of the week and of the show. And so I'm Kristen. I'm an artist. I'm the curator and art director, like it says right there, for the Museum of Dead Words. And I have a process that I do where I make what's called memoryscapes, which is a layering up people and places in my life. And so I've applied that process to this show by creating a piece every week about the artists and about the week. And so I have been doing videos once a week. My first ever experience doing live streaming, but it's been really fun. And so, yeah, I have been creating this piece that is going to turn out to be a printed piece to metal. And so, yeah, you can go back and look at some of those videos, but I'm going to stop talking and just show you. Well, I probably won't stop talking, but I'm going to show you what I did this week. So let me share my screen so that I can share with you some of the pieces that I created this week. So Okay, yeah, it's up. So this is the piece that I created for, oh, I have so many tabs open. Sorry, guys. So Alcestis is a Greek dancer, and she interpreted the word evil a couple weeks ago. And so this is a little video of me creating her layer in the memoryscape. And so I've been creating these Photoshop pieces. Hopefully this is a full screen for you guys. Let's see. Okay, cool. So I've been creating these digital edits for each artist. So it's turned into a pretty intense layered file. And so I'm going to show you after I show a couple of these, I'm going to show you the, I'm going to show you where I've gotten to. And so okay, so I try to speed this up, but I probably still won't show all of these. But basically, I have taken some information about Alcestis. She lives in Athens. She gave me some really good locations of her parents and important locations for her. And so what I've done is I've gone in and grabbed those textures from the topographic map to put into this file. To begin to distort this image. And so, yeah, I just really loved these locations because they were so different. And I used the numbers from the geographic location to distort these also. And so I might speed this up just a little bit so you can see some of these spots that I'm gathering. And then I go in. I really love how hers ended up. Again, I've said before, like all of these are so, just as for the one person, I really love how each one of these has turned out. So I might have to go back and like print some of these individually. But I was trying to find her photo. Let me speed this up for you. So I go in and I start distorting using those numbers too. And so again, this is a pretty detailed process. I've been trying to keep it pretty concise. But in some of my previous Sunday live streams, I've done this a couple times live where I do like about a 20-minute video really talking through this. But this is me creating a piece about Alcestis. And so what I got to after incorporating all of this data was this, which I really love. And yeah, this is the piece that I got to for Alcestis. And so that got added to the layered file. And so now let me show you. I'm going to take that one out. And I'm going to show you the piece that I made for Simon, who just interpreted clickbait that we went over this past week. So week 10 was clickbait. I have part of my calendar taken down out. Week 7 was Alcestis. So I'm trying to like fill in the spots that people may have missed, that I missed, so that you guys can get an idea of what this final piece is going to be made of, which I'm going to be revealing the final piece next week. But we're almost there. It's been really fun. Okay, so now for Simon. Simon is based in Brazil, and his was a little bit more simple. You know, I had different amounts of data sets to work with just based on what each artist gave me. And so for his, I was really inspired by the map of Sao Paulo. I hope I'm saying that right. Brazil. And so you'll see how that comes in. It's really fun. One thing that I do, which I'm doing right here, is I create colors using numbers. And I feel like I've said this so many times, but I never know who's new and who hasn't seen the work that I've done. But I create colors using dates. So I'm going to go back to that just quickly to share what's happening. And so I wonder, okay, yeah, you guys can see that. So this is a color picker in Photoshop, and what I do is I manipulate these numbers. CMYK is cyan, magenta, yellow, black. Sometimes I'll add the birth date, like this would be December 1st, 1986, what you see right now. That will make a really yellow color because it's getting mostly 86. Or because the 86 is in the yellow channel. What I have also done though is this, I've started to put numbers into this, I forget what this is called, but it looks like this pound sign, right? That will make a color too. And so this is going to go quick, but right here now we have December 1st, 1998, and that's going to create this blue. And so that's how I make colors that come in to a lot of these pieces. Again, you know, I like to have something vibrant. And so what I did here is, gathering the location data and distorting using the numbers that come from the data. There was some of his work. Again, if you missed the Thursday interview, you can go back and watch that. We actually did an interview. We talked about clickbait. It was me. It was Pam, Dialect, and I talking about clickbait because we weren't able to reach Simon that day. But we shared his work and talked a little bit more about it. So if you want to see more of his actual artwork, you can see that. It'll be online on our website, and it'll also it's in that video too. So this is the edit happening. Let's see. Let me get through some of this. Month and day grid is another thing that I use where I layer this on top and then I pick pixels based on a month and day. And so I can show you where I got to with Simon's. And then what I've done now is added this piece and Alcestis to the big piece for all of the artists. Okay, so just one more video like this that I'm going to run through quickly. And then I'm going to talk about where I'm at with the actual piece. Okay, so thanks for being here, guys. Again, this is Epitaphs. I'm creating a piece about this show that we've been doing online for the past 11 weeks. So, or it'll be a total of 11 weeks once we're done. And so I'm trying to keep this like concise, but there is a lot of information to share. And so this is the last. This is the most recent edit that I've gotten to, okay? So this video is a little long. I'm going to zoom through this too. But what you're seeing here is now all of the pieces that I've done over the past 11 weeks, or over the past 10 weeks about each artist. They're all layered in there. So now I'm pulling some of each of those layers. So it's like a distorted piece about the artist and the work, and then those get woven in together even more to create one big piece, which will eventually be one big piece about these 11 artists. And so really the point of this is, which we're going to talk about in a week from today on the final live stream. We're going to do a group discussion with some of these collaborating artists for Truth Week. Truth starts tomorrow. And so what we've really been talking about are these what are universal experiences? You know, what is truth? Why is truth in the museum? Why is truth dead? Well, you can find out about that on Tuesday with Dialect as he discusses why this is a word in the museum. But I think mostly it's kind of this idea of as soon as we say, well, my truth is this, it once you claim it, it's not shared. And that's kind of one of the lines, similar to one of the lines in the song about truth, is that if something can be owned, it can't be shared. And so this idea of my truth, I think, really maybe speaks more to my experience. And we're going to be really digging into this next week, but it is something that over the course of this show, we've been talking about with each artist, is to think about what are universally felt experiences, kind of like experiences of the human condition. And for these memoryscapes, in my own personal work, when I do these, I am really exploring my own felt experiences and incorporating people in my life that have been important in my story. And it is very cathartic. And so in combining this many different stories, different people who don't know each other, you know, we start to find these points of tangency, which I've said a lot because it is my new favorite term, because it really encompasses what this work is about. And so, like right here, what you're seeing on the screen, this orange and this peach kind of converging into one are from two different pieces. One on the left comes from the edit that I made for Stephen, who interpreted the word racism. And then that peach comes from the edit that I made for Lynn, who did animation about the word normal. And so I knew that this would be a fun part of the process to start adding all of these in together, because it is so challenging to have so many different things happening and to make this into a cohesive composition while still incorporating some bit of every person. And so I think that really speaks to how I have learned to live my life, is to, you know, be really empathetic to the people that I'm around and to their stories, and to kind of approach everyone like they've been through some kind of trauma, because I think that everyone has, in a way, whether they show it or not. And when I am mindful of that, I find that my interactions are so much more meaningful and just create a lasting, deeper relationship. So that's kind of what this work is about, in a nutshell. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that was kind of the desire for doing like a Sunday reflection, because I love to go into reflection. Anyone who knows me knows how much I love to talk about philosophy and theology and the convergence of ideas and seemingly unfamiliar thoughts. So my work really does that for me. And I hope it does something for you. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit and show you kind of where I got to. This is really now just like digital painting, kind of forming a composition, moving parts around and getting to something that makes sense, which is this piece here, is where I'm at currently. Actually, I can, I'm going to show you, pull that up. Let me pull this up so I can leave it up for a moment. Oh, it went away. Let me share this edit that I'm at. And talk about it a minute, and then I'm going to kind of rearrange myself so I can share my printer with you guys, okay? So this is where I'm at currently, and I threw in like a background, which is from Clara's piece. Clara is based in Nigeria. She interpreted the word hypocrite, which was our first week, and this is one of her pieces going in the background. And so I do still have two artists that I need to make sure that I incorporate. Elizabeth, who we heard from yesterday, she interpreted the word obviously. I need to make a piece for her or incorporate her work or story in some way. And that can come in a different way. I'm going to show you this in a minute. And then Demostina is doing truth. So we're going to talk to her on Thursday, but I'm going to work ahead so that I can be sure to have something for you guys on Sunday at the end of the show. So this is where I've gotten to. I'm really excited. I love this work, and it's going to turn out differently. This is very much digital. It is very photoshopped, of course, because that's how I made it. But the final work is going to look a bit different. So let me just pull something over in front of me. That is a work in progress. And I've shared this before, but I'll share it again just so you get an idea. Okay, and I think, I know I have kind of bad internet, so hopefully this video doesn't look too bad, too fuzzy. But this is a small example of one of these memoryscapes. So this is a digital edit, similar to what you're seeing on the screen, but it's printed to metal. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that. But this is printed to metal, and so it really is going to change the look of this even more, because I build this metal up with gesso and marks from the grinder and Dremel and sander tools, and then I add over top. Okay, so what I've done right here, let's see if I can easily do this, is I looked at this edit while working over this metal today. This is 17 by 37. It'll probably end up being around 16 by 36. That's what I've created these. I think that's what the size of that ends up being. But, oh, actually, let me share again with you. I'm getting used to this kind of sharing my screen so that you can, so that I can share my process without having to do it right in front of you. All right, so I edited this guy today, and let me pull it up. But basically, I'm creating a surface to print on, okay? And so what we have, let me share. Ooh, I need like a producer to be doing this on the side. Okay, so here's me a really quick, it's gonna go really fast, but this is what I did today. This is how I build up this metal, okay? So this is a piece of metal that is like my canvas. Okay, let me, yeah. So this is like my canvas, but this is sheet metal. And so I built this up today using, like I said, sander, grinder, Dremel tools, and some gesso and some handwriting. And so this writing is, I'll play that again. This writing are quotes from the artist interviews. So I just kind of went through and wrote them because they're going to come out in different parts. Now, the important thing to note about this kind of printing is there is no white ink in the printer, okay? So anywhere where there's white or negative space in the digital image is going to reveal the actual surface that I'm printing on. And so that gesso, that white gesso is basically like something used to prep canvas. But in this, I'm kind of using it more of just like a medium to give me a white base that will kind of make some of those parts of the image pop on the white. And then they're going to kind of go in and out of the white and the silver from the metal. Some of these words will start to come out. And then as I layer over top of the print with my like oil pastels and micron pens, Dremel tool again, I start to, getting a little spiky up here. I start to pull back into some of the writing that gets buried. So again, points of tangency, that's where it is displayed in the actual work too. And so before I print this piece, like I said, I still need to do a couple more of those memoryscapes for 2 of the artists or incorporate somehow. One thing that I'm going to do for you, and I know we're getting on to 25 minutes, so the last little bit is I'm going to print some of these transparencies to layer on top of this metal, okay? So this is work by Jose, who is an LA-based artist who interpreted the word deserve. Again, that interview can be found on our website, on YouTube. And so I'm going to incorporate him into this piece by using his actual work. And this is a transfer sheet that is printed in the printer, and then it's transferred onto metal, wood, whatever. Some people, I've taught workshops on how to do this, but I'm going to do the print part today. I did print it, but I printed it. I have to reverse these, so I forgot to reverse it. So I'm going to do that right now. And then I'll wrap it up. But I think I wanted to mix it up because I haven't done any printing for you guys on the live stream yet, and I keep talking about it. So I will show you while I move my table. Hopefully I still have some of y'all with me. Okay, so this is Jose's work. He's a poet, and so he created these manuscripts that really become visual in themselves. And so I really want to show them in the final work. And so what I'm going to do is print that onto this sheet. And then I'm not going to do it like actually putting it on there today, but you'll see it when it's all done. Okay. So this is my printer that I love. And well, I don't love it, but you know what I mean? This is my main tool. So if I just pop this in, it's going to pull up all my settings, and because it's transparent, so I had to tape this white piece behind it so it'll read. But pretty much it is going to be ready to go. I just have to remember to flip the canvas because that was my problem last time. Okay, so I'm going to share a little video too of what I'm actually doing here. But this, I'm going to print a couple of these, and then I'm going to layer them onto the metal. And so next week I'm going to reveal this final piece. There's still a couple more things to do, but let me sorry, I'm obviously having a hard time multitasking right now, but this I'll show you what this printer is doing right now. Again, throw up any comments, questions. We love to hear from y'all. And then again, next week we are doing a really special finale kind of jam with a lot of the artists. We're going to see who's available to come on. We've changed the time so that, you know, because we have people from across so many different time zones. So come on, there we are. So we're going to do a jam with everyone. Well, hopefully most of our artists, and talk about truth. It's gonna be really fun. And I'm gonna reveal this piece. I don't have any idea even what that digital print is gonna look like, but that's always a fun part of it too, is to see. So this is the one I printed earlier that I messed up, but you can kind of see it's pretty standard. I mean, it's just a printer, but when I print the metal, it's a lot more exciting because people always ask me like, that metal goes right through the printer. It does. So this whole thing is going to go through the printer, similar to what you're seeing there. But did I reverse it? Okay, yeah, I reversed it. Yeah, so this whole piece of metal is going to go through the printer. But before I print, I'm going to add some of these on. So now what I have is this transparency that's really actually a transfer sheet, okay? So we're doing a lot of moving around today, guys. This is fun. Getting into producer mode. Okay, so right here, let me take this off and just show you quickly, what we have. And so my idea is this will be transferred on, and then I'm going to probably work over it a little bit more. But these words, let me pull up this. I'm going to show you that edit again so that if anyone's still with me, sorry, I know I'm kind of going a little bit long today, but I was really excited to share with y'all the process. But so this edit or something similar, like I said, I have to add a little bit more to it. This is going to be printed onto this metal. And so wherever you see these dark blue, those are going to print really dark. And so what's going to happen is I'm thinking that dark blue will kind of come in over here, and it's going to mask out some of this text that'll come in, and these lighter areas, like I said, there's no white ink, are going to reveal what's just the base right here. So I look at these pieces, or I look at these edits while I'm doing that grinding to kind of guide me in my composition. Uh-oh, what's happening? Am I frozen? I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm frozen or not. It looks like I'm frozen. But anyway, I look at these edits while I'm working, and it kind of helps guide me in creating this composition on the actual metal. So, well, dang it. What happened to my video? I don't know if anyone can still hear me or see me, but anyway, technical difficulties. It must be a sign that it's time to go. So